This was the beginning of a series we never got to see in Dinotube. Released for a very short time in December of 2020, Ceratopsian Trials brought some new ideas and a sense of realism to the table. Featuring interesting characters that you could quickly get attached to, and brutal death scenes making you sympathize for the character, Ceratopsian Trials was an example of a series with potential, but ended up never going anywhere. Welcome to the Dinosaur Discovery, where today I begin the third episode at taking a look at old and new dinosaur toy movies and series here in Dinotube, and giving my honest thoughts and opinions on them. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my first two episodes where I take a look at the first and second seasons of a newer release series, Legends of the Dinoverse. I'm your host, Karen Crabtree, and this is my look at Ceratopsian Trials, the Dinotube show we never got to see. So for you to better understand this review, here is a brief history of Ceratopsian Trials and ParaFlix. ParaFlix, or as he used to go by, Kaijusaurus, Cryolophosaurus King, or Muzzledown, among many other names, used to be a fairly successful Dinotube channel. Posting reviews on dinosaur figures and filming dinosaur fights and many more, Kaijusaurus brought diversity to Dinotube. While the videos weren't anything special necessarily, they brought sort of a nostalgic feel. After getting involved in drama many times, Kaijusaurus would change his name to Cryolophosaurus King, among many other names, before vanishing altogether for a few months. In December of 2020, Kaijusaurus would make his return to Dinotube and released a new series, Ceratopsian Trials. He would also go under a new name, ParaFlix. Now, Ceratopsian Trials would only get 2 episodes before subsequently being cancelled and downright being removed from YouTube. ParaFlix would change his name yet again on YouTube, and as of this date, hasn't made any new uploads on YouTube. To respect his privacy, I will not be giving his new name or any links to his channel, but I feel like Ceratopsian Trials is worth talking about and worth an episode of my Dinotube reviews. Now, since there are only 2 episodes released of this series, it's going to be a bit of a challenge for me to properly review it, since the series was never finished and fully constructed. But I will do my best to be respectful of the uploader and review what I have. So for the plot of the show, I feel like it is just alright. We follow 2 young Ceratopsian brothers, and that's something I think gave this series its charm. Instead of having carnivores as the main protagonists, we had herbivores showing their way of life and their struggles to survive in this prehistoric world. One of the Ceratopsian brothers goes missing, and it's up to the main protagonist to go and save him. While the plot was a bit cliché or mediocre to say the least, I feel like the tone and the environment these dinosaurs were in almost seemed like another character. It had a dark tone, giving a sense of danger at every turn. The editing was also top-notch in this series, although I felt like it overused filters to a certain degree. The blood effects were alright in my opinion, they got the job done, and when I mean blood, like ParaFlix would absolutely cover the figures in hot sauce, I'm assuming, giving it a very gory effect that impacted the overall tone of the show. Lastly, we have the characters. The characters were, in my opinion, the best part of the show. While the series was cut short, I really feel like the characters were handled very well, unlike the overall story. I feel like if as much effort was put into the story as the characters, I think this series could have been one of Dinotube's best. It's just a shame that it was cancelled, because I really feel like this series, if it had been completed, could have been the next big thing. We had a decent plot, we had good characters and good editing, everything a good Dinotube show needs. But who knows, maybe in the near future Ceratopsian Trials will be continued in one way or another, but as of now, it remains as a Dinotube show we never got to see. So for my overall rating of these 2 episodes, 7 out of 10.